Hi, welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with a BI Rabbi. I'm Rabbi Adam Stein. I think I can take this mask off because I'm outside, not near anybody, but I'll keep it right here in case I need to put it back on. I'm coming to you from outside because I'm thinking about the idea of awe, A-W-E, the feeling of being amazed, of awesomeness, of being just taking a step back and looking at the things around us. I started thinking about this recently. I came across an article in the newspaper by Elizabeth Renzetti. She's written some great stuff recently, a wonderful journalist. The title of the article is, "While so many things appear awful, don't let that stop you from finding awe." There it is right there. And she writes about an idea that she came across, which was to take an awe walk. A walk in which you try to find things that bring awe to your life. Think about that tree over there, that flower, that bench, the beautiful sky. She called up a friend and said, "Hey, I'm going to take an awe walk. Do you want to take one with me?" And the friend, instead of saying, "Oh no, I'm watching some awful TV show," said, "Yeah, I'll come with you." And they walked and they saw a few things, but it didn't really inspire them. And I'll come back to that awe walk in a moment. But then Ms. Renzetti, this journalist, talks about family. She talks about the awe moments that we have with family, but those moments that we're not able to have right now very often. Some of us live nearby family and have them in our bubble or our pod, and we're able to have those moments. Many of us have family who are so far away, and we can't have those Thanksgiving dinners. We just had Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, or we can't have those Rosh Hashanah dinners together with them. Some of us had Rosh Hashanah dinners in small groups, maybe with one or two other people, perhaps 4 or 5, when we would have had it with 20 or 30 in usual years. As we think about the meals we would love to have with family, and just look at those beautiful leaves behind me there. We think about what we would do with those family members, what kind of things we would make them, even fulfilling the multitude of requests that come for different types of meals and different types of diets. The conversations that we'd have with them, the awe moments, the awe-inspiring moments that come up around the dinner table. Maybe that one person at the table who would say, "Let's go around and say what we're thankful for." People might laugh, but at the end, people join hands and list something they're thankful for. A few people roll their eyes, but then a tear comes down from someone's cheek. Someone lifts up their glass and makes a toast. The toast my grandfather, my Papi Vic, whom we named our son after. Towards the end of his life, he just lifted his glass, and he got so emotional he couldn't even say the whole toast, even if he had words coming to his tongue. He'd just say family, and that would be it. He'd start crying, my mom would start crying, and we'd all lift our glass. Elizabeth Renzetti and her friend, on their awe walk, they ended up in a playground near her childhood home. The sign said that only children aged 5 to 12 were allowed to play on the equipment. But having spent the past 7 months obeying all the rules, they decided to be rebels and took 2 swings and waited for the police to show up. They didn't, of course. They wondered why there are no playgrounds for middle-aged people, and decided that there were. Well, they're called casinos, but they took advantage of this playground for the children. But for that moment, it was for them, for the adults. They naturally took 2 swings, several feet apart, of course. But we have, in our Jewish tradition, our own version of awe. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel writes about it so much in his books, including probably the most famous one, The Sabbath. Talks about radical amazement. Let us hope that in this Shabbat, of Breshit, of Genesis, and Noah next week, we begin to have or renew our sense of radical amazement, of awe, and just see the awesomeness around us. Shabbat Shalom. Hope you have a wonderful Shabbat and weekend, and join us at our programs of Shabbat. There are a couple of Havdalahs for young families coming up. You'll see on our website and our emails. We have Zoom and Learn continuing. Next one is in a couple weeks. All sorts of wonderful things going on. Please enjoy and have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat.